its natural habitat at 100,000 miles. Fun little old logging road that's kind of fell into disrepair, so it's more of a 4x4 trail now, and I don't think anybody's been up it in a while. I made a little loop on it last week. It was pretty fun. I brushed out mostly from this way back when I was coming out last week, and then so I'm coming back the opposite way, and I'm going to brush out the rest of the way and make it a nice little trail, so it's not as doesn't beat up on the paint and potentially rip a hole in a soft top. Beautiful, beautiful day out here. I plan on camping out here today too, so I'm gonna see if I can find a good spot to make a campsite. But I'm gonna get rid of some of this stuff right now. Just walked down the trail a ways and cleared a bunch of brush, so it's not paint and cab scratchers. So we're good up to where I'm parked at now. It's kind of a little steep there, so I'm a little out of breath. Well, I made it up to an old landing. It's not the one I'm going for, but it's a nice little spot to take lunch. Doesn't look like any vehicle's been up here in a long time. I see dirt bike tracks, but not vehicle tracks. The road keeps going that way. This tree that was next to the road blew down. It's across the road. And it's hanging out there. So there's gonna be a lot of tension on it, so it's gonna snap pretty good when I cut it. So I'm gonna clear that out to make myself a nice escape route and cut it. Those two between those two trees there, so it shouldn't bounce around all crazy if it does try to do something weird, but we'll cut it and try to be safe about it. So it should fall down no problem. It's being held up by vine maple, so the tension on it's kind of weird. I'm just going to try it from the top, and if it starts to pinch the bar, I'll go from the bottom. It's already popping. You hear it? Popping up, and it's trying to pull down the hill a little bit too. The cut's actually opening up like this. Trying to roll that way a little bit. See how much that moved? All right, well that's good right there. That could just stay there like that. Get the rest of this out of the way. When I'm cutting a log that's on the ground like that, I try to, when it gets almost all the way through, I slow way down and I start to look for the wood chips to change to what looks like bark. And when it changes to bark, then I know I'm all the way through the wood and it'll just roll right out. I don't just go slamming all the way through because that's how you rock your chain. So I get most of the way through, and then I look for that color change from the from the chips that are sawdust to the ones that look like bark. And then I know I could probably just break it off. That's how I don't rock my chain. I still rock my chain sometimes, but that's one way I avoid it. Well, I walked all the way to the end of the road, and it's not as awesome as I was hoping it was going to be. So I may not continue on this road. I think I'll clear a little bit of this and then maybe find a different spot to camp tonight. I was hoping for a spot with a view. It looked like it had a view from Google Earth, but that Google Earth picture is probably pretty old. Well, I got all that mess cleaned up, and then I went up the road another 100 feet or so. But there's a whole bunch more to do before I get to that landing, and I don't feel like doing it. I'm kind of tired. I got one saw battery that's charging, and then that one's down to 3 bars. But I don't want to have everything all wiped out when I get to the end, and then I'll be wiped out too. So I think I'll call it here, and find another spot to camp. All right, got everything loaded in here. Hopefully the saw won't bounce around too much and screw up where this plug is plugged into the jackery. Charging on the second light now. I think I know where I'm gonna camp. All right, I'm gonna set camp up here. I've been to this spot about 4 times in the last 2 or 3 months. I found it a few years ago. I always said I was gonna camp here, and I never did until today, so today's gonna be the day. I took the back seat out of the Jeep so I could pack it full of gear. And I got my silky saw and a hatchet strapped to the roll bar on this side, and then fire extinguisher on that side, and then way up there I have a little a multi-tool. It'll focus on it. It's just the, it's that one they sell at Harbor Freight. Pop it out. It's like a, I'll pull it out. It's like a knockoff Leatherman. I think they're like 40 bucks, but comes in pretty handy to just keep in the vehicle at all times. Never know when you need to plier something or cut something, and it comes in pretty handy. Still able to fit that in there. There's an ancient fire pit. It probably hasn't been used in a long, long time. And look at all this nice dead and dry alder right here. And then right there's the fire pit. And I believe this might also be an ancient fire pit. I bet if I dug down, there might be some coal in there. Those rocks look like they're a little singed from fire. But anyway, back to the fire pit. We'll walk over here. So here's a piece of alder that's basically green. It's dead, but it's not fully cured out. And then that's definitely green. I'm not sure about that one, but that one's green too. I always think it's funny when people burn green wood when there's a bunch of dead stuff around. Like right here, we got this dead thing laying here. They've been chipping off that green one there. This is green. It's been in the fire. Yeah, they don't burn very good when they're green. That's kind of funny. See these two trees here, the one there and that one there. Look like they'd be pretty good for a hammock until you start to look up and you see that branch and that branch that could potentially fall right down on your hammock setup or your tent or anything that you could set up underneath it. Could make for a very unpleasant evening, especially because the way they're broke, they're especially that one, that's sharp on the end. That one would not feel good either. Too high up for me to do anything about it, so it's just gonna be, nature's gonna take its course there. I'm gonna set my tent up over here. If that one does fall tonight, it should fall right into the middle down here. All right, I got a new chair. It's pretty lightweight. I think it only weighs 2.5 pounds. It might weigh more. No, it probably weighs more than that. I'll figure out the weight and I'll put it in here. That might actually weigh 5 pounds. But it's small, so I figured it'd be pretty good for when you're limited space, like in the back of a Jeep. I got a whole little winch setup thing in here too. And after thinking about this for a while, I think I'm actually going to go ahead and mount a winch on the front. Originally, I was going to mount this one up there, this little 5500, because it pulls this no problem. But then I got to thinking, maybe I want to go bigger with more line. So I ordered the Rough Country winch plate that's going to go right here. I just got it in the mail yesterday. I haven't installed it yet. And then I also ordered an X-Bull 10,000 pound winch, which should be plenty for this. It was on sale. They had the 10,000 and the 12,000 on sale for the same price, and I went with the 10,000 because it's a 218 to 1 gear ratio, and the 12,000 was 265 to 1 gear ratio, so I just wanted a little bit faster line speed. and this doesn't weigh a whole lot. So this Jeep weighs like, I think the dry weight is like 3,100 pounds or something like that. So I figure me and all my gear, I'm probably still like maybe 4,000. Probably less than that. Probably only like 3,700, but I'll say 4,000. So a 10,000 pound winch still gives me like 2.5 times my my weight that I'm pulling. It should be squared away, and then I'll just if I need to do I can always throw something back into that if I need to do a double line pull. I may take this little thing here, I may take and try to make like a setup for the rear. I don't know. I'm gonna do something with it though. It's definitely getting used. It works good. It works really good. I was impressed with it. I was thinking too, the line is 1/4 inch. I was thinking I could bump it up to 5/16 if I need to. Cause it's, it's a 5,500 pound winch. So I'm still pulling less than what this thing weighs. Put some frame there. Oh, not quite. There's a trillium blooming, the Easter flower, as it's known. When they'll start popping up, you know it's spring, and when they flower, spring is really here. All right, got the chair put together. It's a high back chair, which is important for taking naps in the chair. Here's the specifications for it. It's 4 pounds or just under 2 kilograms, and it's 150 kilograms or 330 pound capacity. And so far it works good, but we'll see if it stands the test of time. No armrest, but I could definitely take a nap here. The little pillow's nice. I already got pretty much my whole sleep system in the bag, in the backpack, except for the foam pad right there. I even brought a hammock. In case that spot I was trying to get to earlier was awesome. I was going to set a hammock up, but I won't be doing that. Pillow, inflatable pad, tent, and 30-degree quilt. And the bag should now be empty. Yep. All right. It's starting to cloud up a little bit, so temperature's dropping. It's going to be fire time here real quick. It's actually supposed to rain tomorrow. It might rain tonight, I don't know. All right, tent's all set up. I got lantern I usually bring, and then a buddy gave me this one to try, so I'll try that tonight. I got some books in that bag, and headlamp, and some nighttime clothes, and then some slippers for going out in the middle of the night if I need to. And then I got this little tiny lantern up there that I'm going to try tonight. I got that specifically to bring backpacking. It takes it's a little rechargeable battery, and I'm going to try it out tonight and see what it does. I don't think it's going to light up very much, but it should be enough to light up inside a tent to change clothes and do stuff like that. All right, for dinner tonight, we're gonna do some that stuff and steak. All right, there's dinner. Steak, rice, and a V8. And I'm trying out the lantern that my buddy gave me. It's getting kind of dark out. Let the fire die down quite a bit so I could cook on it without roasting the steak to pieces. All right, it's bedtime. I'm trying that new little tiny lantern out. It's plenty of light in here. Definitely enough light to change clothes and do stuff in the tent by. So be good for little backpacking trips and stuff. Alrighty, it's the next morning. Fire's going, coffee's brewing. Got a lot of stuff packed up, but I still gotta break the wet tent down. All right, that's it for this spot. Till next time.